Hi everyone, welcome to the show. It's Gary here. We're talking about how to finish strong. And I think that's the most important thing in life. It doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. On this channel, we talk about honoring the mission that you're on, especially over 50, where maybe you're going through a life change, maybe you've left a career, maybe you've sold a business, and you're deciding what to do for the last part of your life. As you enter the last season or the last chapter, and it's some want to scale back and retire. That's not what we do on this show. Here we want to honor the purpose that we're on, the purpose that we're on this earth for, how we can add value, how we can keep going every day and make a difference. Things change, absolutely things change. The way we work, the way we attract revenue will change. But there's certain principles that stay the same. And that's what this show is all about. So if you're looking for options and a level of freedom as you're going to the last part of life, then this show is for you. So I just want to, today, what we're going to do is just go through those 21 steps, the 21 principles of actually how everyone talks a lot about moving forward and finishing strong. Well, in this channel, we're actually going to give you practical steps for looking at how to do that exact thing and how to be successful, how to learn from the past. We all have knowledge and we have a better chance. They say the chances of success over 50 is a lot better than when you're 20 because we've built something, we've been around the block a little bit, we see what works and what doesn't work, and we understand the skills that we have and how the environment, how the world works, and how the commercial world works, plus relationships and all the rest of it. So that's all I'm going to do in this episode is just go through the 21, just the main headers. And then in the future episodes, we're going to delve into a little bit more detail in each principle and how it actually practical steps on how it helped me. I started again when I was 54, which is about 10 years ago. And it was a grind, but I made it and it was amazing. And I want to help many other people do the same to bring hope to the table. So that's what I'm trying to achieve with this channel, and also have some fun and just talk about it's for men and women, and just talk about how to keep going. So the 21 steps, here they go. And this is just going to be a summary, so it won't take long. Number one, we do an audit. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? So do an audit of your skills, do an audit of who do you know, your relationships, and we're going to go through it now. Number two is your specific core skills. What have you built? What do you bring to the table as far as skills and knowledge? Because that's what we're going to look at. We're going to build on that. And that's what I did, and that's how I'm going to help you. Number three would be your finances. Obviously, where are you with the finances? What's your debt level? Have you got any revenue streams coming in, your investments? And how far away are you from trouble, your break even, know your numbers? Principle number four is to work on that. As you change seasons, what is your first revenue stream going to look like? How are you going to do that? And I'll follow you down the track of exactly what I did, because it takes time, obviously, but it did work. And then being grateful, God first. We are a faith-based channel. We believe in the Lord Jesus Christ that saved us, and we believe in the knowledge that comes out of the Bible, specific Psalms, Proverbs. There's so much wisdom in the Bible that we're going to refer to the proverb at the end of each episode. And just be grateful about that we're still here, that we have options, that we're healthy, that we have a level of freedom and we can keep moving forward. And then principle number 6 is going to be working on, if you're fearful, I've seen so many guys in my cohort that are fearful, that didn't prepare well for their retirement or their latter part of their life, and they're not sure what to do. So we're going to talk about that, how to get confident, how to make sure we're in our purpose. Number 7, fitness is a big one. We have to have a mind of an athlete and stay fit and retain our muscle mass. That's another long story. The rabbit warren will go down another time. And then medical, obviously your blood work, your tests, what to look for when you're older, go to your doctor, get a report, all those things we know, but we don't do. And then what sort of entity are you going to operate out of? A company, how are you going to be tax efficient? What's it going to look like? And how do you do that? And then focus and time. We all have the same amount of time. Everybody says that, but how are you going to learn to actually allocate time for what's important that'll move the needle forward? focus and time is number 10. Number 11 is relationships, which is probably, as we get older, relationships are probably one of the most important things. If it wasn't for the relationships that I'd built up in my life, I would have really struggled in the last part of my life. As I move into the last part and beyond, the relationships have really helped me. We'll talk about that as well. That's a big one, number 11. Number 12 is to gain a level of freedom in what you do. Not answer to a boss. I've always had my own business for my whole life. I've had contracts, I've had businesses. I started way too many businesses, but luckily some of them worked. So we're going to talk about how to build a level of freedom into what you're doing and how that's possible. And it is possible, and I'll show you how to do that. And then number 13 is, we hear it a lot, is consistency is a superpower. How does that work? What does that look like? Number 14 is to go back and study that core skill I spoke about just now. Is what are we going to study? Do we need to get just another diploma? Maybe, possible. Do we need to get a badge? Do we need to be like, we are Google partners? We got competency there. Do you need to go and become a partner with some other platform? What are you going to learn? What are you going to use to go forward, especially in the digital side? And then scheduling is to understand your schedule for the day. It's very similar to the time I spoke about, but scheduling and what does each day look like is quite important to make progress by month end and by year end. And then a big one is number 16, which is thinking through a framework. And I went to a business consultant quite a few years ago to help me to think through a framework, because decision making is become such a skill that I wasn't making good decisions. I was always there when there were bad decisions, and I had to go and I had to hire a consultant and pay him to actually teach me how to think through a framework, which I'm going to share with you. Then equity, what are you going to operate out of? Talk about a company, talk about structuring your tax. We'll talk more about that. And then building systems that others can run on, not doing it all yourself. That's quite a skill, as well as exactly what and how to outsource. It can be very difficult. Depends on your break even, depends on many things. And then just to simplify every area of your life, make time for what you really want to do, but by simplifying your life in many different areas that we're going to go through, really helps to get your time allocation right, as I spoke to in the previous principles. Step number 20 is marketing in your message. So we've been studying this for the last 10, 15 years. We're part of a media company, and the marketing and the way you craft your message to a specific audience and how you do your headers and tags is very important. And it's quite fun to do, understanding that inbound nature of marketing and how to do that we'll discuss that as well, and use different digital programs. And we've also been on some AI seminars and webinars, and we're learning about certain AI platforms. I'm not going to go to them too much, but it's just there's certain ones that can really help. Like, they're making a difference, they're making us a bit more productive, get an understanding of what's the capability out there. And then principle number 21, the last one, is celebrating those successes when they come. Not for too long, but definitely have a milestone. I made it, we achieved a certain level, and to celebrate that and help you get through the mud of life and of business, where it doesn't always go well, and how you're going to punch through that and get up and carry on, because the alternatives, nobody else cares. And you got to learn to get resilient and to grind on, and to get up when you get hit and not stay down. We all talk about it. We've walked that path. Life sometimes is not fair. It can actually beat you down. But how do you do that? How do you climb up and keep going and not be held back by the past and be free to move forward? So those are the main principles which have really, and we like I said, we're talking about the experiences that we've had, that I've had, that I've walked that path, that I want to share with many people, because it's helped me so much. And maybe I can help you to make less mistakes and to accelerate it, because it took me many years to get back up on the horse and to get back to the right turnover and to get the level of freedom that I wanted in the last part of life. So just to end the show, before we wrap up, there's so much wisdom in Proverbs in the Bible that we're going to refer to it. And I'm just going to read one at the end of every show. And it's Proverbs 12, number 24. It says, the hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad. And that's so true. The hand of the diligent will rule. So I promise you, and I can almost guarantee you, if you grind on and plant well, you will reap. That phone call will come in. So you will get asked to do a service that you market. It does happen, but it's that planting that we don't like, and we don't like want to wait so long to reap the harvest. We want to pull those millies up and eat them. And I think that is such a critical part of when we start again. We now can be calmer. We have wisdom. We understand the process, that it's not just instant gratification, and it's not all just, we're going to build a massive business in 1 year. It's not going to happen. Maybe some can, but I took a long time to rebuild. So I think we're going to refer to the Bible, which is our foundation of life, our foundation of how are we going to live. And I think the Lord can give you confidence. We live on the offense, not the defense. I spoke about it last time. I don't want to be living on the defense all the time. And it's just such a negative experience. I want to wake up and ask the Lord to help me and live on the offense and ask for wisdom and take those and managed risks. We don't want to be wild men and crazy and women, but we want to take some managed risks that will enable us to move forward with a level of confidence, knowing that the Lord is with us and that we can achieve a better life. And it all comes back to that finish strong, as we got on that title thumbnail. It's like, to me, that's the most important thing. I really want to finish strong. I want my children to be proud. I want to leave a legacy. I want to be responsible, because the start of my life was a bit shaky. I had to really learn the hard way and get beaten down quite a few times, just through bad decisions, as I said just now. So that's the whole mission. So we honor God, we honor our mission, we help each other, and we absolutely move forward to a great last part of our lives. So I hope you're motivated. We're going to start with the first principle of just taking some stock of what we need to do and just getting prepared for this last phase of life. So enjoy your day, make the most of it, and we'll chat next time. Cheers.